I'm Bev Adams. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! This is the card I'd like to show you today. I almost never use a whole suite of products like this, but today's project uses just about everything on this page, the Delightfully Detailed Suite. You can get the stamp set Detailed with Love and the Detailed Trio Punch as a bundle. We're using the Delightfully Detailed note cards and envelopes, and they come scored and with decorations on the front all ready to go. We're using the polka dot tulle ribbon, and we're using the laser cut paper. This is so beautiful. Do keep the tissue paper on here. There are a lot of bits that kind of stick out and get caught on each other, so it's best to keep the tissue paper separating it. This paper is very vanilla on one side and Whisper White on the other. When you cut this paper, you want to cut this long strip first, and I'm going to cut about 1/8 of an inch. What I'm doing is I'm lining up this edge with this seam where the track comes in. It's right here, and I'm lining both pieces up there, and that gives you a wide border. Then I'm slicing these pieces. These are all border pieces, lining up again with that same place. So that gives it 1/8 of an inch on both of those sides, and 1/8 of an inch down the middle here. And really just centering it here, but it is 1/8 of an inch on both of those pieces. And these are really 5 by 3.5. This paper also comes with a full sheet of detailed cutting. This is just gorgeous. I have seen people cut bits of it and just use little random bits in the background of the card. It's hard to cut slices on your cutter because the blades want to jam up and pull it. If you're going to do that, I suggest putting a piece of copy paper on either side of this and then cutting all 3 layers together. Our card base can use any of these 4 styles, either in the Macaron or the Blackberry Bliss. I'm going to use the Blackberry Bliss, but I want you to notice that the inside is Whisper White, so really either color will work, and any of these panels will work just fine. And you could use, like I said, either the Whisper White or the Very Vanilla. I think they're all gorgeous. This is the one that kind of screams to have a central image, but I want to use that one just kind of to show that it doesn't have to focus on this oval. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this, and I will use the Very Vanilla, I think. I have a strip of mint macaron that is 1/2 inch wide, and at least to start with I've just chosen 5 inches, but we're going to cut it down. I'm going to use a bone folder to kind of curl it. Maybe you remember curling ribbon. You're doing that kind of thing where you're just curling it with your thumb on the edge. Back and forth. We want to break down those fibers. And you want to especially do that on the end, maybe even going to the corners. And what's going to happen is it's going to start splitting. Our paper is not 2 layers, but what happens, I think, is when you squeeze it really hard, the outer side gets press tighter. And we want to just split this. As you pull them apart, one side may get thinner. So if it gets thinner, you want to keep the thinner part flat and pull the thicker part. If it splits altogether, that's okay. If it starts to feel a little too thin, you can, and this one isn't, but I just want to show that you can go to the other end and go at it from that side too. And you may end up with a flap like this. It's okay, but if you want to kind of tear it to the side, that's really a better choice. And that gives it a really kind of soft, almost leathery look to it. I have a piece of Vera Vanilla that is 2 3/4 by 1 1/4. I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday, but really any of these greetings would be just lovely. I'm using the Blackberry Bliss. This is the new case, so you just lift them up like a compact and slide them in. If it doesn't slide very well, you can take a WD-40 pen. It's just like a marker, and you can just slide it along that track, and it helps it slide a little bit better. I'm using Happy Birthday right in the middle. I'm using the Detailed Trio Punch. It has a rounded corner, it's got this flower corner, and it's got a little oval punch that you can use for like tags or ribbons or whatever. It also has these stops on the corner punches, and then it goes all the way across on the ribbon side. So I'm going to put the top left corner in the flower corner and get it up against that, both of those stops, so it doesn't wiggle. And then I'm going to punch right in the middle of the punch, not on the side. Turn it around to the opposite corner, get it in there so it doesn't wiggle, punch in the middle, and then I'm turning it around to the corner rounder. And this one is less detailed, so it's easier to punch. And then I'm ready to put my card together. On the inside, I'm going to put a row of adhesive. I'm going to put my mint macaron piece, and I want to put that soft torn edge up and center it on the bottom. That strip of mint macaron, I think it's easier to do that with the liquid glue because it's so thin. And then I just want to bring a little vanilla to the inside of the card, so I've got a strip from that border edge, and I think the easiest way to adhere this is to put some liquid glue on your silicone mat and a bit of the sponge, and just sponge, especially on the ends. That down the middle. I think I want to trim off just one of those circles. Nice. Then on the front, I want to put some adhesive down the middle, another mint macaron strip, another Blackberry Bliss strip, I have a piece of the polka dot tulle ribbon, and I've got about 4.5 inches, and I'm going to cut it between those rows of dots. And some adhesive on the Blackberry Bliss. I just want to soften up the cardstock there. Then my greeting on dimensionals right on top of that. Then some faceted dots. These come in mint macaron. This is Grapefruit Grove, Blackberry Bliss, and black in 3 sizes. And gosh, I don't know which size. I think I'm going to use some of the Blackberry Bliss. And I think I'll put one on each corner. And that's it. If you would like the directions for this card, come on over to bevadams.com. The direct link for this project will be right here. Also, it will be down below in the YouTube description if that's where you're watching it. Thank you for stopping by. Talk to you soon.